Hey, thanks for tuning back into the Art of SBA Lending. BDOs come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. A lot of the folks you see on here are operating on a completely different wavelength. 30, 40, $50 million producers, even $100 million a year in production. But the vast majority of BDOs are in the $8 to $15 million space. And some are quite happy there. Trust me, you could make a fine living there and have a great work-life balance. But today I want to talk to the $10 million producer that strives to get to $20 million in 2023. Stick around and I'll tell you how. I was hovering in the $10 to $15 million range for several years. Every year, I would see $20 million right in front of me, only to have it slip through my fingertips in the fourth quarter. Here are 5 things you absolutely need to do if you want to hit $20 million, and I'm telling you, these are non-negotiable. Number 1, establish a minimum loan and be strict about it. The number is $500,000. You can do 1, maybe 2 deals that are $400K for a top referral source, but that's it. So choose wisely. Sometimes BDOs will do a small deal to get their foot in the door with a referral source. But if that referral source is doing small deals and you become their go-to, guess what? You're going to get stuck doing some small deals. So be careful. Average loan size is the number 1 key to success. And if volume is your goal, your average loan should be at least $1 million to do $20 million. And the hardest part for a lot of BDOs is saying no. Saying no to that $475K loan. Think about it. If you do a $475K loan, that means your next 3 deals needs to be an average of $1.2 million or higher now. There are top producers and there are average producers. And there's low producers. But the low and average producers are the ones that are getting stuck doing all the small loans. The big producers are providing such great value to the transaction that they can say no to the small stuff and still be a go-to resource for their referral sources. I cannot hammer this home enough. Number 2, shrink your box. Hunt for loans that are well within your credit box. Not at the edges, not outside. Go for the low-hanging fruit. Again, now if on Monday you get a loan for a startup ice cream shop in Maine, and you spend more than 5 seconds on it because you need the volume, you are stunting your own production. You are not going to get different results tomorrow by making the same decisions that you made yesterday. Something has to change. I don't know if any of these are controversial, by the way. I'm just telling you what I did to get to $45 million last year and then $65 million this year. Number 3, don't trade referrals. Referrals go to who deserves them the most. You're going to get referrals from people on loans where you can provide the most value. And you should refer loans to the best possible person to take care of that client. Provide the most value possible to that client, whether that person is referring you business or not. I think going to lunch with a financial planner to talk about trading referrals back and forth is an absolute waste of time, but that's just me. Number 4, and I'm starting to feel like the Wolf of Wall Street over here, but don't take a meeting with anyone that can't help you meet your goal. I get countless emails, calls, LinkedIn messages from folks who want something from me. Do not respond. Why on earth would you waste a millisecond of your time answering some rando? It's not rude. It's called being disciplined. Stay focused on the task at hand. Okay, now this one is sure to ruffle some feathers. Number 5, I know a lot of bankers that live by this motto. If I can't help them, I will find someone that can. Okay, so first of all, if you happen to know someone who can help and you make that referral, that's totally fine. But if you've really been focused on your craft, you're not a jack of all trades. Maybe you know a thing or two about another product from a previous life, but don't pick up the phone and start making calls to try to help somebody place a deal that has nothing to do with you, even if you're getting a referral fee. It's just not worth taking away that energy from your very important mission at hand. And if you're doing your job right, you should not be getting calls about loans that are outside of your credit box. If you are, that might mean that you've been focusing on building the wrong relationships. If you have a source that can't take a hint, they're sending you the wrong deals, cut them loose. Why are you keeping them around if they can't figure out what you do? Now, as you listen to me talk, you might think I sound a little cutthroat, but I'm actually not. If you started day one telling the marketplace exactly what you do and what you don't do, you wouldn't be in this mess. It's almost harder to reinvent yourself into a $20 million producer from a $10 million producer than it might be to just start from scratch. But if you've had 2 back-to-back years of not meeting your goals, it's going to take a concrete change to get you back on the right track. You might have to take a step back, but before you know it, you will have made 3 steps forward toward that $20 million goal. All right, that's it for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode of The Art of SBA Lending. And if you have any feedback or suggestions, email me at ray@artofsba.com. Until next time, ta-ta.